I don't know. All right, we're live Tuesday night, 8 minutes late. I do apologize. I had to mow my yard. I swear. Ran over a snake. First snake I've seen this year, a little bitty black snake.
There we go.
And kind of hated running over it because you know what? I was mowing. We were talking today, a buddy of mine at work, about a mice problem that he has. And so I don't like to kill those black snakes because of mice. And then literally after I ran over it, he texted me and he said, "Bro, I went to get some bread out of the pantry and the mice had eaten all my bread."
Oh,
That's so gross.
yeah.
So anyway, we have exactly 2 viewers, and that's me and Mike. So if you're watching, please let us know. We just came off our turkey camp. PK, look at there. PK says, "What's up, guys?" I know at least the people at turkey camp. Sorry, I'm having a throwing a ball. Or should be here. I think we ended up having 14 maybe that showed up. Pretty good number. And PK, it has been a minute. I was thinking about you, PK, because I can't wait, my friend, to get down to Fort Knox this fall. I was out there mowing the yard, thinking about it, thinking about coming to see you, thinking about just the fun we have and the good food you make. And Scott Butler's here. He said, "Howdy, Scott. Always glad to see you, my friend." Hey, guys, listen, we are trying to – hold on. If you are a regular, then you know that the last 5 to 6 weeks we've been giving away mouth calls, Billy Barnett free mouth calls. I don't have one with me because I've given them all away. And we're not doing that. We ended that with opening weekend, but I do have some free Onyx memberships to give away. And here's how we're going to do it. If it says 250 comments, if we get to 150 comments, I'm going to give one away. 200 comments, I'm going to give 2 away.
Comments if John is frozen up here.
Oh, no. I think Mike's frozen up. Who else? Tell me if you hear me, because Mike's frozen up on my end. I'm good.
Hey, Joe. How's it going, Jim?
All right. We need some feedback here, because I ain't doing this. I ain't doing the freezing up thing. Is it me or is it Mike? Who is it?
All right, looks like we're having a little bit of.
Who is it?
There you go. You froze up there for a little bit, John.
Who was it? I don't know. Was it me or Mike? I think it was Mike. I think it was Mike. Well, Mike is frozen. John is good. Okay, Marty, was I good and Mike was frozen?
Says my internet was perfect.
Hey, Mike, you're not right now. You're a blurry mess, brother.
Yep.
Can you see me though? You can hear me. Can you see me? Because you know my voice is okay, but this face. Come on now. Look, if you're watching on my page, just my profile, John Stepp, jump on over to Eastern Outdoors Media, and Mike is frozen, but hey, all we need is me, right? Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Mike is blurry and temp freezing. What about me? Marty, I'm worried about me over here. Mike is gone. He is out of here.
Internet.
John Stepp, I have a face for radio. There you go. You got a good voice too. Jimmy, are you from Florida? Is that right? Originally from Florida? Because you got a little bit of a different accent than most folks from here in the bluegrass. John, you're good. Thank you. Hey, but here's what I'm saying. If we get to 150 comments, I'm gonna let Mike exit and come back. Hopefully that'll work. If we get to 150 comments tonight, I'm giving away 1 Onyx free membership. If we're gonna get to 200 comments, 2 Onyx memberships, and 250 comments, we'll give 3 Onyx memberships away. That's it. No mouth calls, no hats, nothing like that. I can still see Mike at the bottom, but he's not moved in minutes. So I'm gonna kick him out. Actually, I don't know if I can do that without. Yeah, hold on, Mike. We're trying. But listen, we got to get to comments, which means, like Marty said, ask good questions. Everybody comment when someone has a question. You comment, you join in, you participate. It's a community. But also share it. If you want more people, if you want more comments, we need more viewers. We get more viewers when you share it, because then your friends see it. And then one of them might share it and their friends see it. That's how this works. So thank you for sharing if you haven't already. If you have already, and if you haven't, go ahead. Make sure you like it. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. Mike, you good?
I think I'm good. It's still, I do see
Mike's
it at the
still
top.
frozen. What is going on, folks? Mike is still frozen. I don't know what to do. So anyway, what I was saying, we just came out of our turkey camp. We had 13, 14, 15 of just amazing dudes show up. We had Kentucky, from Western Kentucky all the way to Eastern Kentucky. We had 3 guys from Tennessee show up. We had a few that couldn't make it, and we had a blast. We only had 2 turkeys killed. Michael, who was frozen up, he didn't freeze when that bird walked out. Mike found the spot that he hunted last year, and he had a turkey come in last year, and another hunter ruined it for him. He and my brother were there. Another hunter ruined it. And then he went back this time and closed it out. So that's good. We had some funny stories. Some stories we might share tonight. Some I've been asked not to share tonight because we don't want to reveal. I don't know. I guess maybe a little embarrassment of some mistakes that were made. I don't know, but we had a good time, man. We had good food, we had good friends, and man, it was great. Marty Spears said it was cold, but overall great weekend. Now, Friday morning I felt like it warmed up pretty quickly. 9:30ish, it was warm. See, I can tell you guys shared this because our viewers just went up. Views went up. Hey, if you're watching out there, or if you're just watching, you need to click the screen, comment. We're trying to get to 150, 200, 250 comments. I'm giving away 3 free things. And we love free stuff around here, especially Joe Carter. He'll take anything free. I don't care what it is. If it's a turkey, if it's a hat, if it's a mouth call, if somebody says they don't want it, even if it's no count, Joe Carter will pick it up, take it home, and then tell you about it. So everybody likes free stuff around here. Marty Spears said it was cold overall, great weekend. Loman says, what's up, Josh? Josh is not here, Loman. I am John. PK tagged out this weekend, all from State Farm. He means, hold on, does he mean 2 Jakes? Did you kill 2 Jakes, PK? Is that what you mean, Jake from State Farm? Or are you saying that you killed 2 state turkeys, now you're going to hunt Fort Knox? I'm confused. Michael is back. Let's see. Mike, what do you think?
What's up, guys? What's going on? Am I on? Still
so
frozen?
Far, Jim Carroll says, sorry, didn't make it. Got off work and live happened. I did put in for deer camp off. There you go. Jim, did you see the dates of deer camp? What did I say? October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, first week in October, Jim. Yep. I hope you saw that. If not, go back and change it. So, PK, here's a good topic. We only got 22 people watching. Here's a good topic, I'm wondering. PK killed 2 turkeys. He tagged out opening weekend of Kentucky season. Out of over 11,000 turkeys killed, PK killed 2 of them. That's his limit. Great job. But he killed 2 Jakes. Now, look, Mike's shaking his head yes, and he's going to be like, hey, it's legal. He can do it. But I know Mike doesn't like it personally. Now, he won't say that on air. He won't say that to PK. But personally, I know Mike doesn't like people shooting Jakes.
Well, here's what I would say.
Hold on a second. Sorry, Loman. Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to Josh, so I thought you got my name wrong. And I was hurt, Loman, because we're good friends. Loman, how do you feel about somebody killing 2 Jakes? Now, PK, I'm going to tell you, I don't care. I don't care if you killed 2 hens, if they had beards. I love you. Go ahead, Mike. This is your time.
No, I was just going to say, like, if you're managing a certain property, so if I'm at my uncle's farm, I'm not taking those Jakes. But if, like, I'm hunting in a place where maybe you're not the manager of that property, or if it's a large property, and or you're in a situation where you don't get to hunt a lot, to each his own. In those cases, for my specific place that I'm hunting, I'm not doing it because I'd rather have gobblers there that following year. But that's just my opinion, and it's just the way I manage our property.
So, do you think he should have passed those Jakes up?
No, it's totally up. It's totally his situation. Like, it's whatever his situation is. It is.
Here's my thing. Here's what I said. Look, I was out there Saturday morning, and I said, fellas, I don't care if it has 1 hair, just 1 single hair. I'm shooting it. Now, Mike and I went Saturday afternoon together after he killed. Can I just brag on Mike for a second? Not only did he have a great hunt, and he told about it on the page, not only was it a great turkey, but the photo. If you've not seen Mike's photo of him from Saturday morning with his turkey, he was all by himself. One of the best photos of a turkey hunt I've ever seen, for real, Mike. And he did it with his phone and a tripod. I have showed everybody that picture, and I've said, hey, if you want to know how to take pictures of your turkey hunt, that's how you do it. So I thought it was fantastic, Mike. I was so impressed, not only with the hunt, but that photo was so good. And it's got like 1,300 likes. It's got a ton of people liked it. It's great, man.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
But I was sitting there, and I got to the spot I was hunting. I got there about 5:45, I guess. I think it was a little earlier than that. We'll say 5:45. It's on a gravel road. There was already 3 trucks right there on that road and one right in my spot. Now, I almost pulled right in and stopped and talked to them and said, hey, this is where I'm going. Where are you going? But I didn't. I just left. I wish I would have that morning, but I didn't. And so I went to plan B. Didn't work out. But I'm sitting there probably 9 o'clock, and I get a text from Mike that says, turkey down. I was so happy. And then we get a text from Bub that said, I don't know what he said. Maybe it was just a picture of him and a turkey. So Bub and Mike, did you kill one there last year at turkey camp?
Nope. We got close. Me and Josh got close when we were hunting in that same area, but we sealed the deal this weekend.
So 3 years in a row, Bub is the only one that's killed at turkey camp.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 years, or him or Colton, one of them has.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Anthony's here. Anthony didn't kill a dang thing when he was there. Just sat around and talked too much. Josh says I'm taking the first bearded bird in range. There you go. Jonathan Jones says, hey guys, just getting in here. Got my turkey Saturday, 9:45, Daniel Boone in Pulaski County. We were awesome. In Daniel Boone in Morgan, Menifee, and Rowan County, all 3 counties.
That's right.
So Justin Lee said we killed some time. You know what? I'll tell you, we met Justin and Anthony. I mean, they are on here every Tuesday. They both were on the phones with their wives, and I was talking, because I'm loud. I talk a lot. And both their wives recognized my voice. So if their wives are watching tonight, thank you for letting your husbands come to camp. Because some people who've been to camp before didn't come, and I think that's probably why. But no, they were great guys. Jonathan was there. Those 3 were the 3 new guys. Yannick, which I don't think is on Facebook. Caleb's friends, they were there from Tennessee. They were gone most of the time, but we were so glad to meet some of them for the first time too. Rick Crossley, hey guys, good to see you. Rick, let me tell you something. Now, I didn't tell you all this while we was at camp. Rick pulled up. He's the one that pulled up in that red truck, and me and him sat out there and talked. And he brought me some deer jerky. And Rick, I think I shared a few pieces. Mike, did I give you a piece?
No, I missed it.
You were elbows deep in that turkey.
I was. Yeah, sorry about not coming over, Rick. I apologize for that.
He said he was just there to see me. But no, and I gave some people a few pieces of that. And then, Rick, I finished it. I finished it off today. And it was so good. I appreciate it. He also gave me some deer sausage I've not got to cook yet. So, Rick, hey, also found out that a few years ago when the alternator went out on my van, I called the mobile medic in Georgetown. This is a free advertising. If you're in the Georgetown area and you need a mechanic to come to you, mobile medic. If you don't need a mechanic to come to you, S&S Tire with Anthony and Jim. If you need a medic to come to you, mobile medic in Georgetown. So there you go. But a few years ago, I had this guy come to the house, and if your alternator's out, you can't drive it to the shop. So he came here. He changed the alternator right in my driveway. And Rick was telling me about his son who lived in Georgetown, who was the mobile medic. I think I'm saying it right. He said automatic. I don't know. Automatic, John. Automatic. That's his. He's the maybe it's auto medic. Maybe that's what he was saying. Auto medic. Okay, sorry, Rick. Anyway, I thought when I said mobile medic, I was like, that sounds like somebody's going to come and check your blood pressure. But anyway, he'll work on your car in your driveway. Auto medic. My bad. But it's Rick's son, Rick Jr., and he's a great dude. Big fella.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's cool. That's cool. Tim Callahan is here. Now listen, Tim had an adventure. All right. Tim Callahan was there and he had the best time at camp. I think, yes, it is Automedic. Automedic, not Mobile Medic. Google Automedic. If you need a mobile mechanic, go to Automedic. They'll take care of you. But Tim had a fun camp. He left a little early and he went to Fort Knox and killed one yesterday. And that we're going to leave it at that. What a good feller Tim is.
He is. And I liked his little mobile turkey camp machine there.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
Tim rolled in this big white Dodge with a green cargo trailer. Is that what you'd call it?
Yeah.
A big green cargo trailer on the back. And I was like, well, my God, what's Tim doing? He's moving furniture. You open that sucker up, he's got a bed, he's got a couch, he's got electricity, he's got something to cook on. He could live in that thing. He had, just talking about being mobile, that was a nice mobile camping, hunting trailer. I don't know what you call it, but it was incredible. Yeah.
Now you just got to get that thing wrapped, Tim.
Now look, more than 11,000 turkeys killed in Kentucky this weekend. Corey was up in Maryland, said called up turkey for a buddy's son. He got his first turkey Saturday morning youth day here in Maryland. Hey,
That's
we
awesome.
love to hear it. We love to hear it. Now, he didn't say he was using Billy Barnett's mouth call, but he might have been. I don't know. Did you see Strutting in the Bluegrass?
Yes, I did.
Our friend Billy Barnett, not only is he a U.S. Super Slam champ and a so many time Grand Slam champion, but he also was on Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife's turkey show, Strutting in the Bluegrass, and he got it done. I think they may have doubled. Did they double, Mike? Did they kill two? Maybe, I don't know. So, yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Rick, I'm so sorry I kept calling it the Mobile Medic. And Mike is out again. Joe said he liked to burn up yesterday walking that ridge. Loman says communication is key, pulling up on public land. I meet lots of great folks from New York to Florida to Arkansas to Missouri. As long as you approach folks as a safety aspect, most people won't let others know their location. Mike, you back?
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Okay. I share with Mike also. Good job, Jim. I enjoyed being there for the visit. Bub's turkey was first one I've cleaned in 5 years. You better get busy, Joe. Not killed a turkey in 5 years. Good God. Hey, so Mike, you and I had a little bit of a story Sunday morning.
Yeah, we do.
So Mike and I, and look, we want to hear your all story. So you tell us, just like, look, let me go back to Corey. See, Corey has a great comment. And if you guys congratulate Corey, if all 26 of you congratulate Corey, that adds to the comments. Somebody's going to get a free Onyx membership. This is an elite membership, which means if you hunt multiple states, it's good for a year, $99 value. We're trying to give away $300 of Onyx memberships tonight. So congratulate Corey. But this is what you do, guys. This is how you comment. Tell us about your hunt. We're going to read it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to congratulate you. We love to hear it. And we might even share some photos at the end of the live. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, Mike and I went to my favorite spot Sunday morning. Mike had already killed a bird. We went there Saturday afternoon. We don't know. Do you think, Mike, this is called? Do you think that was a Jake or a hen that we?
I lean hen. On that one. Yep.
So we called a hen up. It was too far away. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to shoot a hen anyway. But we saw a little bit of red. It looked like. Didn't have a shot. We let it keep going. But that hillside scratching for days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it seems that we've been there multiple years, and it's every year they're scratching all over the leaves in there.
Oh man, just scratching for days. And so we said, okay, let's come back in the morning. So we pull up Sunday morning. We even tried to leave a little early, but we got left a little later than we wanted, but we got there plenty enough time to get in and sit down before daylight. Or for shooting light, rather. But there was a guy there. Now, he was on the opposite side of the gravel road where we were hunting, so I thought maybe he was going the other way. But it was discouraging, right? We pull in. Let me fix my camera a little. We pull in. There's a truck there, and I'm like, man, 2 days in a row. And I was like, I'm not leaving this time. I'm just going to go talk to him. Maybe he's going somewhere different. Who knows? So I didn't leave. I went over there and I talked to him. He was a younger fella. And I said, hey, man, I was just wondering where you're going. We didn't want to come in on you. And he's like, well, I'm going out here past this part. I won't give anything away in case, he don't want me to. And I was like, well, do you care to show me on your map? And he showed me on his map. And I said, all right, man, look, we're just going to drop down here. You're going way out there. And I told him, I said, last year I hunted out there, had 2 gallers come up, circle around me. They got behind me. I didn't have a shot. Maybe they'll come up to you. I said, but we're just going to drop right down here, straight across the road if you don't care. And he said, no, he didn't care. And so I gave him time to walk in. We gave him time. And I felt horrible because he told me, I said, yeah, we hunt here every year. I said, but you were here first. You go wherever you want and we'll go somewhere different. And he's like, well, I've been here since 3:30. I drove from West Virginia. And, man, I just felt so bad. And I know Mike's a nicer guy than me. Mike, we didn't really talk about it. You probably wanted to leave and go somewhere else. I don't know. How are you feeling when you saw that guy, me talking to that guy?
Yeah, my initial response was like, we're probably gonna have to go somewhere else here. But it was good that we stopped to talk to him, to get that communication out there. And had he said, no, I'd prefer you guys leave, we certainly would have done so. But and you know how I hunt. It's I'll go deer hunt a turkey if I have to. So if we can come to it, if you have conversations like that with somebody on public land and you say, hey, we're just going to go over here and sit and see if we can call birds to us. We're not going to run around or chase gobbles.
Right.
He probably would.
Fair.
He'd probably be willing to share those woods, but finish your story.
So I didn't know how you felt. So anyway, I was talking to him, and man, when he left and I gave him time to walk in, I kind of told Mike the conversation. I felt terrible. I really did. Because I've been that guy where you're there first and you're ready to hunt, and then 2 or 3 people come in and kind of ruin it for you. I've been the guy who's deer hunting, and some guy with dogs just stands 10 yards from you, letting his dogs run. Nothing wrong with that, but it's discouraging, man. It sucks when you put in time and you get there early and you're excited and you're revved up and you've driven 3 hours and all this, and then somebody just swoops in, right? We had a 20-minute drive to that spot. He drove from West Virginia, got there at least 2 hours before we did. And so here's what I did. It was time for shooting light, but I found a piece of paper in my truck and I wrote him a note. And I just said, hey, man, my name is John. I run Eastern Outdoors Media. I'm sorry we come in on you this morning. We just had a turkey camp. We'd love for you to join us next week or next year. Enjoy a free onX membership and mouth call on us. I left my name, my phone number, and I just put that note and an onX membership and a Billy Barnett mouth call that was supposed to be my brother's under his windshield wiper, and we hunted. And then we came back, he was gone. So I hope he didn't feel like we ruined it and he had to get out there early. He did text me the next day, which was yesterday, and was very, very appreciative of the mouth call and the membership. He said, man, you didn't have to do that. And then I texted him again. It's like, hey, man, I just felt bad. And he had told me, he's like, well, that happened to me the day before. A couple guys came in. They were real jerks. They wouldn't even talk to me about it. Something like that. I'll have to go back and read the text. But he was a good guy, man. I told him, I said, hey, we're glad you're over here hunting Kentucky. I said, my buddy Mike doesn't like out-of-state hunters, but I like when they come in here. I didn't say that.
I helped an out-of-state hunter.
I didn't say that. But I said, no, man, we're glad you're hunting Kentucky. If you come back next year, holler at us. We'll help you any way we can. So it was a good interaction. Just like Loman said, we communicated. I gave him a little parting gift because I felt bad, because I felt like we didn't do anything wrong.
No.
But I felt like he just like he was probably excited, and we just crushed that for him. So anyway, poor guy got there at 3:30, man. Like, that is just discouraging.
Yeah, that's tough. I actually spoke to somebody that hunted Kentucky this weekend, and they had a very bad experience. They said that they had never ever seen the woods so loaded with hunters, and they didn't really mention where they hunted, but they said that they stopped by and hunted on Saturday and was moving through to go to another state, but they had stopped by Kentucky to hunt. And they said everywhere they went, there were hunters everywhere. And it's the first time they had seen that so bad. It's full of hunters. And I just said, hey, you know.
What part of the state were they in?
They didn't really mention it. I said, I don't
Okay.
know. This is what I said. I responded and said, I don't know where you hunted, but it is, you know, it's very busy during the opening weekend of our season. Typically,
sure.
It's pretty normal. You know, they kind of said, hey, we're, you know, I saw that you all were hunting in Daniel Boone. You know, what area were you in? I just said, you know, we were in the Moorhead area, and because they're going to come back through. They're coming back through next week and I, you know, they were just asking to kind of where we were, and I just kind of pointed them in the direction of the Moorhead area, and maybe they'll have some better luck there.
Yeah. So we got two different stories here. Loman said we got to take lessons. He worked until 2 a.m. out of his driveway by 3, parked by 3:05. Oh, Loman, you just drove 5 minutes from your house? I do need that lesson because I'm driving an hour and a half.
Yeah, we do.
I thought this was some big feat. Loman got in his truck, put it in reverse, pulled out, and put it in park. 5 minutes, Loman? Come on. He hiked it 1.5 miles, though, at 4 a.m. He had a local guy beat him to a spot. Lord, that guy was there early. Yep. After a conversation, I was headed total opposite directions. A great open in the morning. So Loman was in there super early. Now, our guy Jonathan here says he went in late unintentionally. He didn't mean to. He walked almost 2 miles round trip, busted my first set, killed my turkey 100 yards from the truck. Also met 2 people, 2 different locations in the same area that was not from around here. Those truly are the best conversations. One guy was telling me about a hole he stepped in, which was pretty cool because I already knew where it was because I deer hunt that ridge. So, Mike, you had a cool story. Mike, I won't give details, but Mike posted that incredible picture of his turkey. And you had a guy reach out who literally looked at the picture and knew exactly where you were.
Yeah.
Which
is
it was
insane. Funny. It was funny. He reached out and he kind of sent me a pin he kind of to figure out where it was. And he said, man, that just looks a lot like a place that I've been before. And he said, were you here? And he sent me a pin. And it was probably, the pin was probably, I'd have to measure it on the map, but it was probably within 100 yards of where I killed that turkey.
You showed me the screenshot. That's crazy that he's.
It is funny.
Mike took such a good photo that a man looked at it and said, I know where that is. That's crazy. He must have really hunted that.
I tell you what, you got to bust your tail to get to that spot too. So it's, you know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Rick said when he came over to visit us, he was surprised to see so many vehicles, so many people out hunting. I think we've done this 3 years in a row. I think it's the most hunters I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, the weather was hot and we didn't see many. Last year, there was a tornado and it was rainy and messy. And it's, you know, fair amount, but not many. This year, there were a lot of folks out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, sorry. 2 miles from Peabody there. My daughter and I doubled Saturday morning, best turkey hunt ever. Man, what's better than that?
Yeah, that's cool.
I got 2 daughters. They don't really want to go. My oldest would go just to make me happy. My youngest is like, no way. My oldest would love to. I don't want to make her, though. But if I could go up there and me and her double, man, that'd be the most fun ever. Let's see. There was another one. Oh, Joe said next year he's going to come by and he hopes I leave him the hat. Joe, I'll leave you a hat if you leave me $25. That's fair, ain't it, Mike?
Yeah.
$25 for a hat. That's about the average price for a hat.
Yeah, typically the hats we have.
See, I have this hat here, never worn. You like that Fox Pro hat, Mike?
Yeah, I tell you what, we get a lot of comments. We've given hats away like that at our deer camps, and
this is really nice. If you come to deer camp, you get things like this for free.
Yeah,
compliments of Uncle Lee's. And you know what? I've got probably 5 or 6 bags left over from the last 2 years. Some of them from 2 years ago, some of them from last year that have all kinds of these hats in them.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're nice hats. I love giving them away. Let's see. Was it Michael J. Sexton that knew that spot? It was not Michael J. Sexton.
Nope.
But hey, good guess. And if it was, I don't think we'd tell. I think that guy probably wanted some anonymity.
I don't know if he never said to not say anything or anything, but obviously.
Hey, look here. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. Obviously, I wouldn't kind of mention where he was talking about. That's totally fine.
So here's my buddy Gary Good. Now, Gary, if you've commented before this, I'm sorry I missed you, but Gary from Ohio, he's on here every Tuesday. He's loyal. He's committed. I'm so happy that he found us. He is the cousin of the father-in-law of one of my old college buddies, who my old college buddy Joey, heck of one of the best turkey hunters around. Like, not even exaggerating, one of the best. Also, just one of the best guys. Good dad, good husband, good worker. And but Gary is up here this week. He's spending time in Laurel County turkey hunting. He killed one opening day. Kind of messed one up yesterday. So anyway, Gary texted me today, asked if I was at work. I said, yeah. He came by work, drove from London to Lexington, came by work. He gave me an old deadhead that someone had found. I left it in my truck. I meant to bring it in and show it. Gave me an old deadhead that someone had found and given to him. And he gave me a really nice NRA bag with a bunch of free hats in it. He said, do what you want with them. I looked at them. I'm wearing them. They're nice hats. And that's so cool. I feel bad, Gary, because last night I cleaned everything out of my truck. And I had so much stuff I could have given Gary in return. Hats, Onyx membership, which I'm still going to send him. I'm going to send him a picture of it. I could have given him some mouth calls, and Gary, I had nothing. And I felt terrible for that. So, Gary, I'm going to find a way to repay you, but it was great meeting you, my friend. And we appreciate you so very much. If I would have had that Fox Pro hat with me, I'd given him that Fox Pro hat.
Yeah.
So, Tim says 17 trucks in a 3-mile stretch on 1274. I went back around 3 and had one coming in screaming hot, but locked up across a big ditch from me about 75 yards. What about that one you had on Saturday morning, Tim?
That's a lot of trucks.
What about that bird you had Saturday morning first thing? Whatever happened to that one? That's what I'm wondering. You know, Mike, what happened to that one?
No, I don't know. Not the full story. I hear it's a good story, but I don't know the full story. That's 17 trucks up and down that highway. That's a lot of trucks.
That is. I'm seeing if I left any comments. I tell you what, folks, you're not going to get to 150 tonight. You guys are just sitting there. I'm doing all the talking. I hear a little girl running down the stairs. It was a state bird. Yep, it was. Federal bird. Not a state bird, federal. It was a federal. Tim says we won't discuss that one. That's the one that got away.
There's always one of them, fellas.
So anyway, man, it was a good time. Mike, I dropped my phone. I need it. Go ahead and talk for a second. I'm going to bow out for just a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, one of the things that I had a blast with my turkey on Saturday is just how hard you have to work sometimes when you're going through public land. The spot that I found just on the map when we actually stumbled on it last year when we were kind of in that area. Josh and I were hunting together, and we stumbled on that area and got into some birds. But there was the way you have to walk through those woods is there's just a bunch of thicket that you have to go through. I was ducking and crawling, and then there was kind of a ledge. I call it a ledge, but it's about 10 feet wide. And on the right side, it dropped off, and on the left side, it dropped off. And you kind of just had to stay straight across, and you had to, go through logs and under logs and through thickets. And on the other side was the logging road, just on the opposite side of the ridge. So that little strip or that landing actually took you to the opposite side. So from one end to the other. And once I got to the other, I was in a big open woods, and I just decided to sit and stay patient. I sat up against a big rock in that area. A turkey started gobbling probably around 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning. And he was up on a different ridge. And then, I just called every once in a while, every 45 minutes, every 30 minutes or so. When I'd hear him gobble, I'd kind of call back at him and then just be quiet for a while. I actually had a coyote walk in on me about 20 or 30 yards, but that turkey was gobbling up on a different ridge across the hill from me. And I just decided not to shoot the coyote. I guess I could have. He was right there. But Man, it every time as the morning got later, we got closer to 9 o'clock. That bird just continued to sound closer and closer, and eventually, I looked down the hill all the way at the bottom. He came up out of the bottoms and right to the ridge top that I was on, and that was it.
That was it. All she
Yeah.
wrote. Hurley says, "Hey," he's talking to Rick. He said, "Hey," but I kept put his comment on here because Hurley texted me Saturday morning, and what you're talking about, sitting, calling, waiting, calling, waiting. Hurley texted me and said, I asked him how it was going. He said, well, they flew down, shut up. Had them gobbling on the roost, flew down, shut up. I hate deer hunting turkeys. That's exactly what you're talking about, deer hunting turkeys. He said, I hate deer hunting. He said some other things there I'm going to leave out, but he said, I hate deer hunting turkeys. I agree. They did bust a few, though. They did bust a few that either. Let's see here. Mike, Tim said, what happened to your truck, Mike? What's he talking about?
Somebody may have while I was parked at that spot. I don't know if they heard me shoot and got bummed out about it or what, but somebody etched a derogatory.
What did they? Here's what it looks like. Okay, I think I can say this word on here. If you have children around, maybe I'm going to say the technical word, but. We got back to camp and I look at Mike's truck and it looks like someone had scratched. And I said, Mike, someone scratched a penis on your truck.
Yep. That's exactly what it was. It was depressing.
Like a man's private parts on the back of your truck.
That's what happens. I guess they got bummed out that I killed one.
Now Mike's frozen. Ben Dreyer says, commented this earlier, but I was able to harvest. Whoa, Mike's killing me here. He's killing me. He's need to upgrade his internet. He's still got that AOL 1998 dial-up. Ben says, I commented this earlier, but I was able to harvest a 5 bearded turkey. Ben, I don't know if I'm sure you've already posted those pictures. We'd love to share that. One of my most challenging hunts. They were henned up, not coming in, but still responding to my calls. Came over a ridge top. They were 15 yards from me, strutting and following the hens, headed the other way. Luckily, they didn't see me. I dropped my vest and decoys, ran half a mile through a thicket, 2 creeks to cut them off. Then Army crawled almost 100 yards and hid behind hay bales. He means hay bales. For 15 minutes waiting. Now, here's the problem, Ben. Your comment was a little too long. When it starts to cover my face and it cuts you off. But I think we get the gist. He belly crawled behind 2 hay bales waiting, and they came out and he killed a 5 bearded hen. Now, it may have been his most challenging hunt, but also probably his most rewarding. Let's see here. Hurley said he killed one around 5:30 this evening. That sounds good. What a loser. Hey, but would anyone else shoot a Jake or bearded hen? I don't know. Let's take a poll here. This is a good way to get some comments. If it's Saturday morning, let's do this twice, okay? Saturday morning, opening morning, you're sitting out there, in walks a bearded hen or a Jake. Yes or no? Now in the comments, you got 10 seconds to answer. Would you shoot? Yes or no? 10 seconds to answer. Opening morning, bearded hen walks in. Jake walks in. Would you shoot? 5 seconds to answer. Yes or no? Would you do it? Would you do it? Michael says no. Rick says yes. I sure would. They all taste the same. Marty says no. Josh says yes. Here we go. 3 seconds again. And Corey says no. Scott says no. Loman says no. John says yes. Arian said yes. Joe said yes. Hurley says no. Hurley don't count. Hurley's got all those animals. He just kills everything. Yes from Justin. Or yeah. Justin's cool. Never seen anybody wear Jordans to turkey camp. Joe said hen. Greg says yes. No, personally, but a kid first hunt, yes. Gary, okay. Anthony says, yep, we got 2 tags. Justin says yes. 2 comments from Justin. Mark says no. All right, let's change the question. Let's change it. Sunday morning, you've already killed 1 turkey. Okay, Sunday morning, you've already killed 1 turkey. In walks a bearded hen or a Jake. Are you going to shoot it? I'm just wondering. Jay's on my feet. Right. You already have one turkey. You need to tag out. Mike answered. Would you kill it then? If you just wanted to kill something to tag out, it's Sunday. You can end your turkey season. At that point, would you kill one? I would say yes again. No from Mike. No from Marty. No from Corey. Still tastes the same to me. Yes from Rick. No from Josh. So Josh switched from a yes to a no. All right. Scott's no. Greg's no. Hurley says yes, going fishing. That's my guy right there. Tag out. Go catch the smallmouth at Lake Cumberland or Del Hollow. Mark says no. Gary says no. Joe says nothing better than 2 bearded hens. Arian says yes, my man. Jonathan, no. Monday morning, I got a decent Tom, almost 24 pounds, 10-inch beard, 1-inch heels. Been tricky season so far, Roger. That's a heck of a Monday morning, my friend.
Yeah, it's a real
Monday
good
morning.
one.
I was at work, tired from not killing turkeys this weekend. So good for you. Tim says no. All right, so most people say no, but several say yes. PK killed 2 Jakes, and where I'm happy for him. PK said, just think about how pissed your wife would be, how you're going to leave the kids hanging because you're going to be out all day again. Just think about all those variables. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You kill one, here comes a Jake or a bearded hen. You're like, you know what? I could end my season right now. A lot of people aren't even going to get to kill one. I'm about to kill 2. I can end it right now. I've got a wife. I've got kids. I've got a job. I need to end this season. I want to go fishing. I want to be able to go to church on Easter, on Mother's Day, whatever. I want to do this. You kill it, man. You just boom, Mike. You just let it go.
No.
So Mike, you heard it here. Mike does not love his family.
No. Here's what I mean. Last year, actually, this is a good
Mike
example.
does not care if he makes it to Easter service.
Here's a good example.
He'd rather continue hunting a gobbler.
If I have time to go Easter, I might go. We'll see. Before church.
The Lord is watching, friend. The Lord is a fan of this show.
Hey, listen, one of the things that I did last year is I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I only got 1 bird last year, but I had a group of 6 Jakes come right to me, and I did not shoot either one of those Jakes. I let those go. You know, I would accept harvesting 1 turkey and just end the season it that way. I don't have to be in a rush to do that. It's just
okay.
Specifically on my, and again, I'm speaking in terms of I'm managing a property that I hunt very often. So if I would rather just get 1 bird in the season, end with 1 bird, you know, I don't have to fill those tags if I don't need to, you know. And specifically, I would not shoot a bearded hen for that reason either. I would not do that because you're taking a bird out of that might be nesting, that might be a good hen, that, you know, an adult hen that will could have a nice clutch of poults, and that's not something I would remove from my property. It just wouldn't. It's not wrong. It's not illegal. Right. It's just up to you.
You heard it here, folks. If you are one who would kill a Jake or a bearded hen, Mike feels like you are wrong.
Oh, hey, Ben.
Do you think hunters like PK are worse hunters than you because they decided to kill Jakes?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, that's not. That has nothing.
You think they need to improve their skill set or be more patient?
Nope, it has nothing to do with any of that. It's just all preference of management. And you can manage however you want to. That's the beauty of making that decision for yourself. But you know, just with a property that I'm managing, I'm just not going to do that.
You think your property is better than PK's property?
Probably not. It's just it's
just
difference in opinion. That's all.
This is something, Mike, you and I talked about Sunday morning. What Michael says here. I hunt public land, Tennessee. Did you guys see the new law that if you kill one on North Cumberland WMA, you have to wait 14 days to kill another one? Michael, in Kentucky, if you kill a bird on a WMA, you cannot kill another one on that same WMA for 1 year. Now, do we have any of our friends from Fish and Wildlife on here? Because Mike and I were on Daniel Boone National Forest. That is not a WMA. There's 800,000 acres. falls under a different category. It's still public land, but not a WMA. Mike had already killed one, so we were like, can Mike kill another one? Which I think the answer is yes, because it's not a WMA.
Yeah, national
But that
forest.
was something that we literally were sitting under a tree together and looked up on our phones because we wanted to make sure. Right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well, and the thing is that throughout the spring, especially early spring, before a lot of turkey seasons open, we were doing a lot of posts. I was doing a lot of posts and research on other states and sharing information and some regulations on other states. And what I'm finding is a lot of states are making it a thing to where you're only allowed one WMA bird and you're done. So
Yeah.
it's with a lot of the different states I looked at, it's like, hey, I'm going to go look at this and make sure I know what I'm doing. So it's just.
But I think you were good on Daniel Boone. I don't think Daniel Boone falls under that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay. PK says, I'm just saying. So he lives 5 minutes from Fort Knox. He said he'll be out there. He's got 2 more tags. This man might kill 4 turkeys this year. How do you feel about that?
See, in PK's situation, that might be something where you have more opportunity. That I could see where you would harvest the Jake in a situation if you've got more tags or situations you can hunt for a longer period of time. That makes sense to me.
Mark says only ones I pass up are the ones he misses. Same, Mike. Same, Mark. That's me. Turkey, deer. I miss a lot though, unfortunately.
You've only missed a couple of times.
I was looking forward to telling a story about this weekend that we're not going to be able to share. Because I was just wondering if we talked about this a little bit on Saturday or Sunday, on Saturday night. We have a group. Here's what's funny if you guys don't know. There's a group of guys that are not that we had to kick them off our page, but they still watch on YouTube and they're just waiting to clip the perfect clip to share it. Like when I went on vacation a couple years ago, I talked about taking a what I catch in the ocean, a stingray. I caught a stingray. We were going to use it for shark bait. I don't remember what happened, but there were some people around watching, and I just kind of carved it up there with the knife and made it into bait. And they're like, "This is what's wrong with the hunting community. They're giving us a bad name." I'm like, chill, you're good. But anyway, they clip it, and I thought, you know what? If I tell that story that I'm not going to tell now, they're probably going to watch on YouTube and they're going to clip it and say, look at these fools. They don't know what they're doing. It's just a funny story.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was looking forward to that. Lomas says, John's a jokester. Mike is very serious.
There's the balance on it. There's a balance there, right?
Well, I don't know. I agree with Mike. Even though I only hunt public, it starts with me. I let it walk. It might make it. All right. Well, Jonathan, I agree with me.
Jonathan, actually, to your point, there's a study that was recently done about Jake turkey specifically, that if they make it to become a Jake, if a hunter doesn't harvest the Jake, he's 80% more likely to survive to that following year to his gobbler stage. He has, I think there's the math on it is like, if the hunter makes the decision not to take it, we're the biggest threat to that Jake. So if we don't harvest that Jake, we're the biggest reason that Jake wouldn't survive. And like the rest of it would be like predation, maybe like 15%, 10% of it. But the rest of it would be us taking that Jake out. So there are studies that show if we let that Jake go, he's going to make it to that gobbler stage.
And if we kill it as a Jake,
it will not make it.
The same thing as killing it. It won't.
No, it's not
make it.
No, it's not. All right, this is another poll.
The same argument is if you kill a doe in September, if you kill it in December, it's the same thing.
All right, is there a difference between
Jake in 2025? Okay, or let's say you wait, you pass the Jake up in 2025, you kill it in 2026. It's still a dead bird. You just killed it at different points in its life.
Bro, there's a difference between a Jake and a freaking gobbler.
I know.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
But
here?
It's still dead.
No.
You gave it false hope.
No.
Who's with me?
Come on.
Yeah, what if you let it go and the neighbor shoots it?
Then that's what it
Lost
happens.
opportunity.
It ain't about who wins or who gets it, or that thing needs to make it to the gobbler so you have the chance to get a gobbler, man. Oh my goodness.
Hold on. What's the difference? Why does it matter?
One gobbles really loud, one's got a full fan, and one has a big beard and big spurs.
Can a Jake impregnate a hen?
There are some studies that say very few can, so it's not impossible, but it's not.
Okay, do we have is Kyle stands on here? Can a Jake impregnate a hen? Maybe not at the same rate. Is that why you're wanting to get to the gobbler? Yes. If it can, then why does it matter?
It can, but I'm telling you, it's not a normal. All the Jakes are not out there breeding. You might have a dominant Jake that's breeding, but it's not all of them.
You know, I'm pretty sure. Now look, I don't care what you think. Jonathan says I'm killing him. Jonathan, I'm mostly just joking because I really don't care. Now, hold on. I'm mostly joking, but I'll kill 2 Jakes a year for the next 50 years. I ain't gonna live that long, probably, but you know. But I'm pretty sure there's studies and research out there that says it's not really doesn't really matter.
It does matter. Wrong? Yes, you are wrong.
I don't think I am.
Full fan.
I may Google
big beard, big spurs.
Okay. Yes, it may look better. It may make you feel better. But does it biologically, does it matter?
I say yes, it does, actually.
Just Google it. Jakes will try to breed, but their sperm isn't viable. Well, now we know why. Mike can relate. That's why he's on the Jake side. He can relate.
Goodness.
Really, what's the difference in a Jake, a gobbler, 8 inches of beard, a couple extra tail feathers, and an inch of spurs, and a couple pounds of meat? Not much difference. It did sound like a lot of difference, but not much.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's way more fun to hunt a big gobbler than it is a Jake.
Okay, you just answered my question. You're just saying, oh, it's more fun. It's like, okay, do you want to kill a little, 125-inch 8-pointer, or you're going to wait on a 200-inch whatever?
It's 16. Not this. That's not a good comparison though, because deer hunting, that is a really big, hard difference there to come across that animal. Jakes are Jakes and gobblers.
This are right here. Shoot the Jakes, let their gobblers breed. Yes, that's my new motto. Kill the Jakes, let the gobblers make more turkeys. Boom.
Nah. Because the Jakes will breed if you let them go.
Look, this is from the mouth of a Jake. It's in the eye of the beholder.
It is. It is. That's the point. It is. But for the sake of our argument, there is a difference. It's not the same thing. Harvesting a Jake is not the same thing as harvesting a gobbler. That's the argument. It's not the same thing at all.
Why?
Why? Because a gobbler's an adult bird, a Jake is not. Difference.
But biologically, does it have a negative impact on the health of the turkey population?
No.
Then it doesn't matter.
It does
not matter.
It does matter.
Why?
Why? Because,
guys, if it has no negative effect on the health of the population of turkeys, does it matter?
Here's the thing. Why do people turkey hunt? Why? What is the absolute 100% thing that people turkey hunt for? What drives hunter satisfaction?
The call and response of the gobbler.
And gobbling. Gobbling drives hunter satisfaction. So if you shoot your Jakes, you're taking away. And everybody knows the 2-year-old gobbler is the vocal bird in your woods. They gobble their heads off. Everybody talks about the 2-year-old birds. If you shoot Jakes, you won't have the 2-year-old birds. So you're removing what brings you hunter satisfaction. So it kind of does matter if you're trying to manage your property to have vocal birds. Know what I mean?
No, listen, I'm just joking. I'm obviously joking. It's a fun conversation.
It is a fun conversation. I'm enjoying it.
If it doesn't matter biologically, Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, listen, I gotta go. It's 10:02.
Oh, come on. This is
I got
fun.
to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got so much
get
going
it.
on the next 5 days. But
I
anyway,
get it.
listen. What? Turkey season's 4 days in. We got, I don't know, at least what, 3 more weekends? 3 more weekends.
Yep.
And we're gonna be here talking about it every Tuesday. So I wish I could stay and argue some more, but I can't. But we'll reconvene next Tuesday and we'll get it going. It only matters for those who want to say they killed Tom, not Jake. See? So anyway, let's see how many comments we have real quick before we go. That's not it. Somebody can look if you want. We have 241. So I'll give it until 10:30 to see where we get, okay? I'll give it until 10:30. So if you guys want to go back and talk, respond to people's comments, whatever. 241 is a pretty good number. Pretty good number. So listen, we do appreciate you guys. We had a great time at camp this weekend. Great time talking to you guys tonight. Keep sharing your photos. Keep letting us know how it's going. Make sure you comment, sharing, and we can continue giving things away like free Onyx membership. So, Mike, a lot of fun. I appreciate you, brother. Good job on this weekend. And, guys, we love you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you all. Good luck out there.